Good morning. I have a little bit of extra time this morning, so I wanted to read a sort of funny poem that I wrote. It might offend Robert Frost fans a little bit, but I had read an excerpt from a Robert Frost poem in a book that I was reading, and I was just convinced that this was going to be this dark, deep, impressive poem, and the line was, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, and I have miles to go before I sleep. And so I asked my instructor, I was in an intermediate writing workshop, and I asked my instructor to bring me in that poem, and he's like, man, I don't think you're going to like it. And I was just so adamant about it, and I just wanted to read this poem by Robert Frost. And when I did finally read it, I was so disappointed in it that I wrote sort of a spoof to his poem. And it is called, the poem I'm spoofing is called Into the Woods on a Snowy Evening, I believe. And it's by Robert Frost. My poem is titled simply Woods on an Evening. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, another subset of longing applied to belief. In whose woods these are, I think I know, his house of failure, ships and ghosts. Between his woods and frozen lake, whose rusty prow starves and penetrates, the only song of songs that sing defiant notes of the gentle cynic, whose song was flesh when the cynic was finished. Conceiving despite the pain of birth, sequence, towards solidarity, towards verse, a mindless current of return, of a note, is eternity, is a symptom of self-mockery. The only other sounds the sweep of slowing wheels, of wheels that creak, and I have miles to go before I sleep, and I have miles to go before I sleep. Now, if you've read that poem by Robert Frost, you will see the sarcasm in this one. Thanks. Good morning.